Welcome to English Learning Key. I'm Anna, and today I'm not here just to teach you English as a subject. I'm here to sit with you like a real companion who genuinely wants you to improve step by step, without pressure, without confusion, and without fear. I want to start with something very honest. Do you want to speak English fluently, but something inside you always holds you back? Do you understand English when you read or listen, but when it's your turn to speak, your mind suddenly goes blank? Do you feel nervous, hesitant, or even embarrassed when you try to speak? If yes, then I want you to stay with me, because what I'm going to share with you is not heavy grammar, not complicated theory, and not confusing rules. Instead, I'm going to give you something very practical, very real, and very powerful. Small daily habits that can completely change your English and your confidence over time if you follow them consistently. Now imagine this for a moment. You are relaxed, maybe sitting comfortably, maybe lying down, or maybe just walking slowly, and you are listening to me like a friend. There is no pressure to be perfect. There is no fear of mistakes. There is only steady improvement. The truth is, most people fail in English not because English is too difficult, but because they try to do everything at the same time. They try grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, fluency, and speaking all together, and then their mind becomes overloaded. And when the mind feels overloaded, it simply shuts down. That is when people stop speaking. That is when they lose confidence. But today, we are going to change that completely. We will go slow, but we will go real. And most importantly, we will go daily. Let's begin with something very simple. Lesson 1. Speak 5 simple sentences every single day. This is one of the most powerful habits you can ever build. You do not need hundreds of sentences. You do not need advanced vocabulary. You only need a few simple sentences that you repeat every day. For example, I am learning English. I feel good today. I am trying my best. I am improving slowly. I am ready to speak. These sentences might look extremely simple, but their power is not in complexity, it is in repetition. You must say them aloud, not in your mind. Say them with your voice, even if you feel awkward in the beginning. Say them once, then again, then again. Repeat each sentence multiple times until your mouth becomes comfortable with English sounds. Because here is something very important you need to understand. Speaking is not knowledge, it is a skill. You can read 100 books about swimming, but you will not learn swimming until you enter the water. In the same way, you can watch endless English videos, but you will not become fluent until you start speaking. When I first started learning English, I was also scared. I used to think, what if I make mistakes? What if someone laughs at me? Because of that fear, I stayed silent for a long time. But one day I decided that I would speak even if it was wrong. I spoke my first sentence and my voice was not confident, but I still spoke. Slowly I increased it from 1 sentence to 2, then 3, then 5, and something interesting happened. My English did not improve first, my confidence improved first. And once confidence grows, English starts following naturally. Now let's move to Lesson 2. Learn 10 simple words daily, but use them immediately. Many learners make a big mistake. They try to learn difficult and impressive words, thinking that big words mean better English. But that is not true. Fluency does not come from big words, it comes from useful words. Words like eat, go, come, see, like, want, make, feel, play, work. These are extremely powerful words because they form the base of daily communication. If you truly learn how to use these words, you can create hundreds of sentences. But here is the key. Do not just memorize words, use them immediately in sentences. Say, I eat food. I go outside. I like this. I feel happy. I want water. I want rest. I want to learn more. The more you use a word, the stronger it becomes in your memory. Write them down in a small notebook. Read them again at night. Speak them out loud in the morning. Because when you combine speaking, writing, and reading, your brain remembers faster and deeper. There was a learner who once struggled badly because she tried to learn very difficult vocabulary. She learned advanced words, but she forgot them quickly. Then she changed her method, and she focused only on simple words, used them daily, and practiced speaking every day. Within a few weeks, her confidence improved dramatically. That is the power of simplicity. Now let's go to Lesson 3, Listening, the silent builder of speaking. Many people ignore listening, but it is one of the most important skills in language learning. A child does not start speaking by studying grammar. A child listens first, again and again for months and years, and only then starts speaking. You need to follow the same natural process. When you listen regularly to English, your brain starts recognizing patterns. You begin to understand sentence structure, tone, pronunciation, and rhythm. But many learners make another mistake. They listen to very fast English or very difficult content, and then they feel discouraged. Instead, start with simple and slow English. Even 5 to 10 minutes daily is enough, but it must be consistent. Listen, pause, and repeat. Copy the sentences. Try to say them exactly like the speaker. This method trains your ears and your mouth together. I remember a learner who struggled for a long time because he never practiced listening. He could read and write a little, but he could not understand spoken English. Then he started a simple habit of listening to short, slow English audio daily for just 10 minutes. At first, he understood almost nothing, but he continued. Slowly, words became familiar, then sentences became clearer, and finally he started understanding naturally. That is how listening transforms speaking. Now let's move to Lesson 4, Reading, your silent teacher. Reading is often ignored because it feels boring to many learners, but reading is actually one of the easiest ways to improve your English silently and effectively. You do not need big novels or complicated articles. Start with very simple content, short stories, small paragraphs, or even basic dialogues. Read slowly. Do not rush. Understand each sentence carefully, and most importantly, read aloud. When you read aloud, your eyes, mouth, and ears all work together. This creates stronger memory. There was a learner who used to avoid reading because she thought it was too difficult, but she forced herself to read just 10 minutes a day. At first, she did not understand everything, but she continued. Slowly, she recognized words and sentence patterns. Without even realizing it, her English improved because her brain started copying sentence structures from reading. That is why reading is not just about understanding, it is about training your brain to think in English patterns. Now let's move to Lesson 5, Thinking in English, one of the most powerful shifts you can make. Most learners translate everything from their native language into English before speaking. This creates delay, confusion, and hesitation. Fluent speakers do not translate, they think directly in English. And yes, at first this feels difficult, but it is completely possible with practice. Start very small. Think simple thoughts like I am sitting, I am eating, I am walking. I am learning. I feel tired. I feel happy. Look around and describe things in English. This is my phone. This is my room. I am sitting on a chair. This practice slowly rewires your brain. There was a learner who used to translate everything in his mind. It made speaking slow and stressful. Then he stopped translating and started thinking in simple English sentences every day. At first it was difficult, but after consistent practice, his mind naturally started forming English thoughts without translation. Now let's talk about Lesson 6, Writing, your personal training ground. Writing helps you slow down your thoughts and organize your English. You do not need to write long essays. Just write simple sentences daily. I am happy today. I am learning English. I wake up early. I eat breakfast. I go to work. When you write regularly, your brain starts forming structure naturally. Writing also helps you notice your mistakes and improve them quietly. One learner was afraid of writing because she thought her sentences would be wrong, but she started writing just 3 sentences daily. Slowly, she increased it. Over time, her confidence improved and her speaking became smoother because her thoughts became clearer. Writing is like practice without pressure. It builds clarity in your mind. Now let's move to Lesson 7, Speaking with Real People. This is where real transformation begins. Practicing alone is important, but speaking with others builds real confidence. Many learners fear this step because they think they will make mistakes or people will judge them. But the truth is, most people are not paying as much attention as you think. Start with very small conversations. Say hello, how are you, what are you doing, where are you going? Keep it simple. Speak slowly, do not rush. Slow speech gives your brain time to think and reduces fear. Even 2 minutes of conversation is enough in the beginning. One learner once struggled to speak with others even after practicing alone. But when he finally forced himself to speak just one simple sentence, I am fine, something changed inside him. Slowly, he built courage, and then speaking became natural over time. Now, Lesson 8. Watch English smartly, not passively. Many people watch English videos like entertainment without learning anything. Instead, watch actively. Pause the video, repeat sentences, and try to copy pronunciation and tone. This method is called shadowing. It is extremely powerful because it trains your speaking style, not just vocabulary. There was a learner who watched many English videos but never improved. Then she changed her method. She started pausing and repeating sentences. Within weeks, her pronunciation and confidence improved significantly. Watching becomes powerful only when you actively participate. Now, Lesson 9. Make English a daily habit. This is the real secret. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. 10 minutes every day is far better than 2 hours once in a while. Create a simple daily routine. Speak a little, read a little, listen a little, write a little. Even on busy days, do at least 5 minutes. Never break the habit completely. A learner once studied randomly, sometimes a lot, sometimes nothing. There was no progress. Then he started doing just 10 minutes daily without skipping. After a few weeks, he noticed improvement. After a few months, he became confident. Not because he studied more, but because he studied consistently. Finally, Lesson 10. Confidence, your strongest weapon. Confidence is what makes your English visible. Even imperfect English sounds good when spoken confidently. Do not wait to be perfect. Start now. Speak now. Mistakes are part of learning. Everyone makes mistakes, even fluent speakers. Tell yourself, I am learning, I am improving, I am not afraid. One learner was extremely afraid of speaking, but she started with just one sentence, then another. Slowly, fear reduced and confidence increased. That is how transformation happens. Action always comes before confidence, never after it. Now take a moment and reflect. You already know what to do. You already have the method. The only thing left is action. Do not wait for tomorrow. Start today. speak a little, learn a little, practice a little, and one day you will realize that English is no longer something you study, it is something you live. And when that day comes, you will remember that it all started from a simple decision to begin. If you are serious about your journey, stay connected with English Learning Key. Come back every day, practice every day, improve every day, and before you leave, tell yourself one simple thing: I will start today, because when you say it, it becomes a promise to yourself, not just a sentence.